Big news in the world of men's welterweight boxing. It's official. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. have agreed to face off on July 29th this year. I've been eagerly waiting for this fight, and this time, it feels different. There's a real sense that it's actually going to happen because Spence has run out of other options. Crawford and Spence, two of the best welterweights in the world, have come to a deal to fight for the undisputed welterweight championship at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, according to sources from ESPN. The negotiations were handled by Al Heyman, Spence's advisor. And now, we're in for a treat as we witness one of the most highly anticipated boxing matches since the unforgettable showdown between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, especially when it comes to welterweights in the 147-pound division. It's a fight that simply has to happen. Showtime, the network behind this event, is under pressure to deliver big fights that attract huge audiences. With the recent challenges faced by their parent company, Paramount Plus, including layoffs, budget cuts, and canceled shows, Showtime's boxing division needs to prove its worth. The best way to do that is by putting together the most exciting fights that capture the attention of fans and generate impressive viewership numbers. The success of the network, as well as the people involved with boxing at Showtime, hinges on making these blockbuster fights happen. If they fail to do so, the consequences could be severe. In terms of the financials, both Crawford and Spence will earn a significant payday from the Showtime pay-per-view fight. Sources indicate that they are guaranteed 8-figure sums for their participation. Additionally, there's a rematch clause in place, allowing the loser to trigger a rematch within 30 days of the initial bout. This sets up a potential 2-fight deal for Crawford with the PBC. If they split the wins, a trilogy fight becomes a highly likely scenario. Furthermore, once these welterweight clashes are concluded, both fighters are expected to move up to the 154-pound weight class. The winner will undoubtedly have their sights set on the undisputed junior middleweight championship, currently held by Jermell Charlo. However, the ever-changing landscape of boxing and the presence of mandatory challengers make it uncertain whether Charlo will still be campaigning as a junior middleweight or if he'll retain his undisputed title. The agreement between Crawford and Spence marks the end of years of anticipation and speculation. These two elite welterweights have been circling each other, being hailed as the best in the division, without ever stepping into the ring together. Finally, fight fans around the world will witness this long-awaited clash, which is undoubtedly one of the biggest events the sport has to offer. The outcome of this fight will determine who reigns supreme in the welterweight division, and the winner will have a strong claim to being the best pound-for-pound boxer on the planet, regardless of weight class. Spence had initially been planning to move up to the 154-pound division for a fight against Keith Thurman. However, both Spence and Crawford have expressed their strong desire to face each other next. Nobody was asking for that fight between Spence versus Thurman. The walls have closed in on Spence. He now has no other options but to fight Crawford now. All the pressure is now on Crawford. Why, you ask? We all saw what happened in the fight between Romero versus Barroso, the dodgy officiating. You going to convince me after all these years the PBC wants Crawford to beat Spence? PBC has been building up Spence since day one. Crawford cannot let this fight go to the judges at all costs. Crawford cannot beat Spence via points, especially when it's Showtime PBC presenting this fight. Crawford has to knock Spence out before 12 rounds are up. The good news is, ever since Crawford made his debut in the welterweight division against Jeff Horn, he has stopped every single welterweight boxer he has faced. 7 knockouts so far, to be precise. Out of the 2, Crawford is more fresh as he recently fought this past December, whereas Spence's last fight was in April of last year. The pressure is on Crawford now. But the good news is Crawford thrives on this kind of pressure.